So this is what's left of our cutting board. So that didn't work out at all. So one thing we haven't shown yet in the house was our wood stove. So it dropped in temperature a little bit where it got a little bit cooler. So we were able to fire back up the wood stove. We haven't had it running for a couple weeks now, but yeah, so if you come over to this side, Nicola, so ours, again, it needs a good cleaning here, but it's made by Gempac, and so this is our cooktop, and this is where the firebox is here. And so we load the wood in there. So you've heard past videos, it needs to be 15.5 inches to fit in that box. So we throw it in there, and then the hottest spot obviously is directly above the flame, and then as you want to control the temperature, you move it over here to the right, and it gets cooler. So this is the draft control there. This is what controls how much air you're allowing into the wood stove. So, and then for the longest time, I actually didn't know what this was. This just blocks off a bit of the chimney and brings all the heat around to the oven if you're baking. So this also has a built-in oven in here. So very hot. Funny story about this. So I got a piece of the ash and I split it. I drove into my brother's place and he planed it down for me on his planer, nice and thin, and he made a cutting board about that thickness. So I don't have anything to dry out the wood, so I thought that I could put it in the oven and that would then dry it out. So I put that in there and thought, that'll be dry by morning. So close it up, and then came back down the next morning, and sure enough, it was dry by morning. So this is what's left of our cutting board. So that didn't work out at all. And then so up here, up at the top, this is our bread proofer. And then, yeah. And so this is how we do most of our cooking in the wintertime. When it's cool enough outside for us to have the wood stove on, we cook on here, and it saves us a good amount of money on our utilities. Normally we have a pot sitting here and it's constantly boiling water off, and then that just helps with the humidity in the house. Heating with fire, it does drop the humidity in the house, and the Nicola and the kids, their hands start cracking a lot. So that helps with that. The other thing is, if you look, Nicola, if you pan up here, so up top here we have a hole in our ceiling. So if you ever, well, if COVID ever lifts and you can come into our house when you pick up your puppy, then you will see this is not a hole in the ceiling that we don't know about. We know about this hole. This hole I actually put in there, and what it does is, it's old school stuff. That's what they used to do back in the day. They would have a hole cut in there and all the heat would be drafted upstairs. So quite often it's warmer upstairs than it is downstairs. And then, so down below, you can see this is the door here where the ash drops down in. It's pretty hot right now. So all the ash just accumulates and collects down below. Sometimes we do cheat if we need a little bit more air draft to start the fire, and we'll pop open that. You can see right away now that allows for more air to flow up, and that really gets the fire roaring. A little bit of information, a little bit of video on our Gempac wood stove.